2 billion Christians speak his name as God with us. 2 billion Muslims honor him as Isa ibn Maryam, the Messiah and a prophet of Islam. Same name, same mother, same holiness, same city on the map. But the biggest difference isn't what you think. Most people think the divide is just about rules or rituals. It's not, because near the end of his story, one book builds an entire religion around a death on a cross. And the other book says, the cross is not where the story ends. In fact, it says the cross might not have happened the way we think. We will get to that crucial difference in a few minutes. And when we do, it changes everything you thought you knew about history. For nearly 14 centuries, this single divergence has shaped civilizations, started wars, and built empires. Tonight on Capsa Discovery, we are not here to judge. We are not here to convert. We are here to investigate. How can two sacred texts look at the same man and tell two completely different truths about who he is? Both traditions begin with a miracle that defies biology, the virgin birth, but the atmosphere represents two different worlds. In the Bible, the Gospels of Luke and Matthew, the story is crowded. Joseph is there, standing guard. There is a census, a busy town. There are shepherds, angels singing in the sky, and eventually kings from the east. It is a public event, God entering the chaos of human history in a manger, surrounded by the breath of animals. Now, shift your gaze to the Quran, Surah Maryam. The scene is radically different. There is no Joseph. There is no Bethlehem Inn. There is only Maryam and the desert silence. She withdraws from her family to a remote place. She is alone. The pains of childbirth drive her to the trunk of a palm tree. The text describes her human despair. She cries out, "Oh, would that I had died before this and was a thing forgotten, utterly forgotten." But then a miracle. A voice calls from below her. Fresh water flows at her feet. Dates fall from the tree to feed her. God provides for her in her solitude. And then comes the moment that the Bible does not mention. When she returns to her people, they accuse her of shame. She doesn't speak. She points to the baby. In the Islamic tradition, Jesus, Isa, speaks from the cradle. He isn't just a crying infant. He defends his mother's honor with the wisdom of a prophet, declaring his servitude to God while still a newborn. Two births, one noise, one silence, but both agree on one thing: his arrival changed the world. As the child becomes a man, the miracles begin. The Bible shows us a Jesus who commands nature. He walks on water. He calms the storm. He raises Lazarus from the dead. The focus is on his authority. He acts as if the power belongs to him. The Quran also recounts miracles. He heals the blind and the leper. He raises the dead. But it includes a specific mystical event found in the Apocrypha, yet absent from the modern Bible. It is known as the clay bird. The Quran recounts that Isa shaped a bird out of clay, breathed into it, and it became a living bird. But there is a catch. The Quran repeats a specific phrase like a legal disclaimer. By my permission, in Islam, Isa does not own the power. He borrows it. He is the vessel, not the source. I have a question for you. Between the clay bird story and the water into wine story, which one resonates more with your view of the divine? The transformation of matter or the celebration of life? Pause the video and let us know in the comments. Now, we must face the divergence. The theological clash that separates 2 billion people from the other 2 billion. In Christianity, Jesus is the Son of God. This is not just a title. It is the essence of the faith, the Trinity, the Incarnation, God becoming man to save humanity. Islam rejects this concept with absolute firmness. The core of Islam is Tawheed, the oneness of God. For a Muslim, God does not have partners. God does not have children. To say Jesus is God is considered the greatest error. The Quran honors him with beautiful titles. It calls him Al-Masih, the Messiah, Kalimatullah, the Word of God, and Ruhullah, the Spirit of God. But it draws a line in the sand. He is a man, a mighty prophet, but a man. They agree he was the Messiah. They agree he performed miracles. But as history moves toward the year 33 AD, the narrative is about to break in two. We have arrived at the climax, the crucifixion. For Christianity, this is the center of the universe. Friday afternoon, Golgotha, Jesus dies. The sky turns black, the temple veil tears. It is the ultimate sacrifice. Without this death, in Christian theology, there is no salvation. The resurrection that follows is the victory over sin, but the Quran stops the tape. In Surah 4, verse 157, a profound mystery is presented. It states, "And they did not kill him, nor did they crucify him, but another was made to resemble him to them." This is the sacred divergence. Islam teaches that God would not allow his beloved prophet to die such a humiliating death. Instead, God raised Isa up to himself. He ascended alive. Some interpret this as a substitution. Someone else took his place. Others interpret it as a vision. But the result is the same. The cross, the symbol of Christianity, is seen by Muslims as a historical illusion. One story ends in sacrifice and resurrection. The other ends in divine rescue and ascension. Same man, two different endings. And yet, despite this massive theological gap, both faiths are looking at the same horizon. They are both waiting. Both the Bible and Islamic tradition agree on one final, epic event, the Second Coming. Christians wait for him to return to judge the living and the dead. Muslims wait for Isa to return to defeat the Dajjal, the Antichrist, and restore justice on earth. Perhaps that is the ultimate irony. While humans argue about the history of the past, both faiths are staring at the same future, waiting for the same figure to descend from the clouds. Before you go, did this change how you see the other tradition? Type yes or no, then add why in 5 words. If you are still here, you are not a casual viewer. Subscribe to Capsa Discovery. Our next investigation is already in motion. Because history is rarely what it seems.